Hey folks, welcome back to Candace Boxing Channel. So, Martin Bakole has touched down. He is in Saudi Arabia. He gave an interview to the Ring magazine and they said it was 2:30 in the morning their time. I think that was about 3:30 in the afternoon my time. So there's a an 11 hours time difference between Saudi and where I am. He was interviewed by the Ring magazine, like I say, and the first thing I thought is, he's dead on his feet. Like, he's absolutely bagged. You could sense that he was tired, like really needing to sleep. I'm wondering, why couldn't an executive jet private plane have been arranged to pick him up from the Congo and take him to Saudi Arabia? I'm sure that the Saudis have probably an overabundance of such aircraft. But of course, I have no idea what the arrangements were in Congo, whether or not it's an easy place to do these things. I would think it wouldn't be money that would have prohibited the flying of Martin Bakole into Saudi Arabia. But anyhow, it is what it is. He flew commercial, and he was looking very, very tired. Now, of course, so he's got I don't know how his sleep patterns are going to be and all that sort of stuff. So again, this is a massive ask for him. He did say some things in the interview. I will say. And this is kind of like a little bit of a bugbear of mine. British interviewers who are interviewing people whose English is not their first language. I really wish that they would take a page out of the lady from the Daily Mail, Charlotte Daly, I think. She is excellent. She slows down her speech and she uses standard English expressions, avoids colloquialisms. The interviewer who was interviewing Martin Bakole sadly was speaking in, colloquial accented English, and it was clear that Martin Bakole wasn't quite getting all the questions. I do wish that, especially when interviewing people who are not from Britain, ask questions in plain standard English. I noticed even Shakur Stevenson had been asked by some Brit journalists questions, and Shakur, who's a native American English speaker, was struggling with the colloquialisms. I've been gone from Britain for 42 or 3 years, and I'm no longer familiar with Brits' colloquial expressions, and I grew up there. Anyhow, mini vent. Bakole did say that he has done some training. Obviously, he was not in camp, but he's been doing some training. He said he was in the Congo for visiting. He was visiting his family. He was meeting with the president of Congo, and he was arranging some visas to go to the United States of America. He emphasized several times he didn't want to let Turkey down. And he also emphasized how grateful he was to Turkey al-Sheikh for this opportunity. He said that he had some three-fight deal with Turkey, and so that when Turkey asked him this favor, he wasn't going to let him down. Now, it wasn't quite clear. Was he asked to do this fight and promised a three-fight deal, or was there a pre-existing three-fight deal, and therefore, when this ask came, he said, "Oh, of course, I don't want to let you down." It wasn't quite clear from the way that the interviewer was structuring the questions. Or possibly because of my stupid ears. I don't know. It wasn't quite clear to me. He said he's not weighed in yet, and he doesn't know what the plan is for weighing in. So whether they were going to weigh him in sort of immediately then, before he went to bed, or was this going to happen tomorrow? He looks big. Martin Bakole doesn't ever look small, but he looked big. 300 pounds plus, 310. I don't know. He looked big. He said, I am a soldier. He described himself as being like a soldier, when a war comes, you go off and fight. And I thought, again, that spoke volumes about how he perceives himself. It's all well and good saying that you're a warrior or a gladiator or whatever, but when the call comes, you're not stepping up. In this case, the call came and he stepped up. He said that when Billy Nelson phoned him, he said that, well, he and Billy sort of often tease each other. Obviously, they've got a very good rapport. And he didn't think Billy Nelson was being serious. I'm sure that was a fun call to have, right? And his expression was, he said he was going to shock the world. So, a very endearing fellow. As you know, I like Joe Parker, but listening to Bakole, especially now at the most disadvantaged we're likely to see Bakole compared to how we would normally see him, having come off a full camp and rested and properly nutritioned and everything. To see him at his most vulnerable, really, it was quite endearing, and I can't help but sort of want him to win, to sort of to pull this out of the bag, even though I'm so fond, if you like, of Joseph Parker. How nice it would be to see Martin Bakole go for an upset. There's a bet for you: Josh Padley and Martin Bakole win double. I think it's unlikely. I think there's a better chance that Bakole could upset Parker than there is Padley upset Shakur. I think that would be an absolute shocker. But wouldn't it be nice to see that? I don't bet the Wrens on this one, though. So there we go. That's my initial thoughts and reporting out of Martin Bakole's safe arrival in Saudi Arabia and his first interview given to The Ring magazine. Thanks very much. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Big day tomorrow. Cheers. Bye-bye.